Hello, less is more. This is the logic of Jesus. This kind of logic is above what we are usually doing when thinking about the amount of food we have. And when we see that this is not enough, we start to worry. But Jesus, as they are on the boat, he thinks and starts to say important words, important teaching, but they are not ready to listen to because they are worried about the amount of food they have. They cannot anything add now to the amount of food being on the boat, amount of bread, maybe fish not. But they can't not. The worries are not important now. And Jesus explains this logic so that during the first sharing of food, there were 5,000 people and there were only 5 bread. In the second sharing, there were many loaves of bread and less people. But in the first case, we have 12 great baskets of bread were left. So we would expect that in the second sharing, when there was more bread, less people, we would have maybe 20 baskets of bread. But this is not true. And Jesus explains, less is more. Less is more. And this means that when they have only one loaf of bread, this is sufficient. This is enough. Okay, maybe it's difficult to believe this in everyday situations, but look from this side. What can we add to the amount of bread being, figuratively, being in one situation when we are worried about what would come next? Our worries won't add the amount of resources we have at this moment, won't. And we will lose all things which will happen at this very moment. And maybe this very words, this very events in this moment when we are worried will have much more meaning as the words of Jesus about in his teaching. We can't really focus on the very moment when we are in our worries. So I understand this gospel in this way. Share with me how you do that.